Well, shalom, shalom. I'm Barbara, and I'm always short and sweet. How to host a Passover Seder. Okay, so today I'm going to tell you how to do a Passover plate, a Seder plate, how to do the meal, and what all the symbols mean. I hope you've already watched when to keep a Passover and why we keep the Passover, and I'll leave the links below. So this is a Passover guide for beginners if you're new to keeping the feast, or if you've done it for quite a while. Here's a little guideline, and I'll leave the steps below also. So the number one thing we need to know about Passover is it's all about Yeshua. He is the Lamb that takes away the sin of the world. The Seder plate, okay, we have the matzah cracker, we have the wine or grape juice, we have the parsley, and we dip that in salty water. We have the horseradish, we have the CHAROSET apple mixture, and the lamb, the zarora. So all these things are listed here. You can go back and look at it if I'm going too quickly. But the matzah, he was pierced for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. And the punishment that brought us peace was upon him. And by his stripes we are healed, Isaiah 53:5. So the matzah cracker is without leavening. It has stripes. And it has been pierced and crushed like Yeshua. And we know that he was without leavening. Also, the bread of affliction, which our forefathers ate coming out of Egypt, was unleavened. The wine or grape juice, it is representing the blood. The blood makes atonement for the soul. And Yeshua said, this is the new covenant. This is my blood shed for you. And it represents his death, burial, and resurrection till he comes again. So that's what Passover is all about. It's remembering. And so there are 4 cups of wine in the Passover Seder, and 1, I will take you out. 2, I will save you. 3, I will redeem you. 4, I will take you as my own. And then we have the parsley. We dip it in the salt water twice to remember the tears that were born of slavery and to remember the salt waters of the Red Sea. It's one of the saltiest waters ever. And then we do eat the parsley after we've dipped it in that salty, salty water twice. So then the horseradish, it's a bitter herb, and it's a symbol of slavery. And we remember our bitterness of our bondage when we were in slavery of sin. So we are so thankful for our Redeemer. Yeshua paid the price for us, and he has paid it in full for our sins to be forgiven. The CHAROSET or apple mixture represents the mortar and the straw used to make bricks. We have made it taste sweet with honey, and there are nuts in there and cinnamon, and it's pleasant, just like the work of Jehovah is sweet and pleasant. And the lamb, and the zarora represents Yeshua, the righteous right arm of Jehovah, the symbol of power, might, and strength. And Jehovah, who is love, created the heavens by his zarora, is what it says in the Hebrew, and that's his righteous right arm. So then we do have the shank bone there that represents that righteous right arm of Yeshua, the Lamb. And he is the Lamb that was slain, and he covers us with his blood, doesn't he? So the steps of the Seder are the first, we have the blessing of the first cup of wine, and that's drinking the cup then, and then hand washing if you want to do that. It's kind of a tradition. I don't really do it, but you can pour water over your hands. And then we have the parsley. We dip twice in salty water. Then we divide the matzah into 2 pieces, but we don't eat it yet. We're going to tell the Haggadah story. That means the story of Exodus from Egypt. So we tell it to our children and grandchildren so they remember. That's what the Passover is all about. We tell about the 10 plagues, and we take 1 drop of the wine and put it on our plate for each one of the 10 plagues. And then we do say the day on you, or read it or sing it, and it's thanking Jehovah for all the miracles. and then we drink the cup of joy for deliverance. So next, we eat the matzah. That's the first food that's eaten. So we take a bite of that cracker. And if you're by yourself and you want to do this, you can use a wheat thin or anything that's unleavened. It doesn't have to be a matzah cracker officially. So bitter herbs, we eat that. Put some of that horseradish on that matzah cracker and take a bite, and it might be kind of hot. You might not want very much. Then we have the apple mixture. We put some of that on a cracker and taste that, and that's good, especially after that hot horseradish. And then some people make a sandwich with it, doing the apple mixture with the horseradish, and that's what that looks like. And that actually tastes kind of good. I know my son really likes that one, and I don't mind it either. It's really kind of tasty. But then the meal is served. And there really was no blessing over the meal. You'll see at the beginning there's a blessing of the cup. But the meal is served. And then you can serve lamb, chicken, fish. If you're vegetarian, serve that. But you'll find different people do serve different things. It doesn't have to be lamb, but I always serve lamb also as much as possible. Then the grace is said after the meal for this situation for Passover, and then the cup of praise is drank. So here's the CHAROSET Recipe, the apples, the nuts, the cinnamon, honey, and a little bit of grape juice in there. And I'll leave the recipe below for you. And here are some pages from the Haggadah book, and it shows you the 10 plagues. So you can go through that with your family and drop that little red dot on the plate for each one of those plagues. And then there's the day on you words that everybody can say together. Yes, it is enough. All the wonderful things to be thankful for. Redeemed by Yeshua, the Passover Lamb. Praise Jehovah, yes. So Passover is a memorial. It's a memorial of an annual event. And this video was how to do a Passover Seder. I hope you watched the ones that were when to do it. It's the first day, the 14th day of the first month, The first month is in the spring, and it's the 14th day of the first month, and why to keep the Passover. So I hope that you like this and you remember that he did bring us out, our forefathers, out of Egypt. That's what the Passover is about, to tell the story. And so like it, this is a blessing, and share it with your friends that love Yeshua. And I'll leave the links below. And remember, Jehovah said, these are my feasts to be kept forever. Leviticus 23:2. Remember, I'm short and sweet. I'll see you back next time, Yah willing. So I hope you have a very blessed Passover. I hope this was helpful to you. If you're a group leader or just a leader of your family, I hope this will help you go through the steps. So blessings to you.